Now, I want to acknowledge when I step up to this, that the majority of time that I see people make the decision about buying this saddle, and they are hardcores that want to get after it, that want to go, they decide on this saddle out of cost. And I understand, money does not grow on trees. You work hard to earn it. You only have so much budget for fun, and this is fun, this is a passion. But there are problems with a wooden crossbuck that you have to overcome with designs to make it function well. And so it's very important you understand when you're choosing to save the money, what you're choosing for and what has to be there to overcome that. So let's talk about the wooden crossbuck. The wooden crossbuck, number one, let's see if Ridge will hold still for me, and it's okay, buddy. All right, good boy. So the wooden crossbuck, number one, you have to remember is difficult to keep in place, and it has to have a pad. Now, even on ours, you buy the crossbuck and then you buy the pad. No question, this is the best pad out there for breathability, for lower amount of surface area that holds in heat, and for function to attach to any crossbuck. These you can get on the site independently, and you can get them with the crossbuck. But when you get a wooden crossbuck, you also got to get a pad, okay? This is the best one out there that functions well with it. The other thing that you got to remember about a crossbuck is that there is only the goats in the middle that are in that fit, both this way and this way, that it fits. It fits about 20 to 30% of goats pretty well. And that's why you want a big, thick pad to overcome its lack of fit, because it doesn't fit very well. The other thing is, because of its lack of fit, you have a difficult time keeping a saddle like that in place. It's hard to hold it down. So again, you're going to be required to exert more cinch pressure, which is less comfortable on the goat. So with the wooden crossbuck, you want to make sure that you have a good heavy duty cinch. And the cinch is really important to be holding this saddle down as its foundational piece. But because the cinch pressure and because the lack of fit make this saddle difficult to fit all goats. And again, we're going to overcome that with the pad. We're going to overcome that with the cinch, creating cinch pressure to hold that down. But the biggest, most important thing that you got to remember is that a saddle wants to slide up, just like it is with mules. If you have any experience with horses and mules, it always wants to slide forward up on the withers. So you always have a saddle that wants to slide forward, and the most important place to hold this saddle rigidly is the back. So in making our wooden crossbuck, we put on a super high level advanced britchin to keep that in place. And the britchin is custom fit and adjustable in all its different areas to fit very well. The other thing, because you're going to need decent britchin pressure, you are also going to have this riding against the goat's hocks. And because it's going to be riding against the hocks on the back side of the goat, okay, Rich, thank you, right back here, if you don't have a slick design in your britchin, you are going to wear that backside of his hair off every season. It's just going to be gone. It's going to be bald. But because of the slickness of this britchin design, we now have a britchin that you can hold steady, because again, the lack of fit, and you can hold it steady very well because of the britchin design, and it can be nice and tight without chafing. So that's an important thing to overcome. If we're trying to save costs, which we did on the wooden crossbuck, the breast collar works pretty darn well to have this design, as long as its insertion point is proper and high enough to keep that above that constant droop down that you'll get with breast collars. So overall, I believe that a wooden crossbuck, again, has inherent flaws, but we've built into it the solution. So when you do a cost comparison and you're trying to save yourself money, and again, I get it, when you start comparing that you have to get a pad, that you have to get multiple other components, including the panniers and how you combine it all, you will only save yourself a little bit of money with any other crossbuck on the market, and you will be getting, in my opinion, a non-solution to some of the problems that come along with this design. So that's the wooden crossbuck. That's what I wanted to share with you there.